Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Carelli. I believe this is episode 176. They will be numbered as they always are. I don't even know why I say this at the top, maybe to burn a few seconds while I get my thoughts together. Which, excuse me, as you guys have seen, I often do not get my thoughts together in these 10 minutes. It's a rambling mess. It's unscripted, and I just try to come in with some footnotes in my head and try to hit them. But yeah, this is part three of, I don't know what I'm going to call this video yet, or this series of videos, but maybe dealing with death. This one's about my dad, and it's kind of interesting that everyone here is names starts with J. We got three Johns and a Joe. My dad, Joseph Carelli, is really not doing well. And as you guys I've often told you guys, this summer I'm really glad I got to take it off because I can help him as much as possible. My stepmother has sold the home. She's moving to upstate New York. She invited him to come along. He said no. And to be honest, he needs more care than I think most can give him anyway. So we are working on getting him into a nursing home. It looks like Little Sisters of the Poor has accepted him, which is huge. It's a very big deal. He needed to be, because I can't take care of him. I can't bring him under my roof. I don't have the means. I don't have the space, and I probably don't have the patience. But so yeah, we're working on getting him to Little Sisters of the Poor is a Catholic charitable organization. They run a assisted living facility maybe 5-10 minutes away from here, so that helps me. So I can totally visit him when he needs that. Once that is in place, which will hopefully be within the next month and a half, should he live that long. It's a bad situation, as I've mentioned in past videos about him. He's smoked his life away. It's a real bummer. He beat lung cancer just a couple months ago, or at least he seems to have beaten lung cancer. But he's on oxygen. He still smokes while he's on the oxygen. It always makes me chuckle because it's just like, all right, you're an addict, and so it's just sad. He's just unhappy and he's in pain. And last night, he actually almost ended up in the emergency room because he can barely eat because his throat is so screwed up from all the smoke too that he can barely even ingest food or pills that he needs to survive. And so last night, I think from what my stepmother told me, a pill got stuck in there, and then he threw up blood with it too. And she said, "Well, I was gonna take him to the hospital." I was like, "Why didn't you?" She said, "Well, it was brown. It was like old blood, so I think it'd been there a while. It didn't see if it was red, I would have taken him in." I was like, "Okay, that's weird to me, but all right, I guess I understand." And to be fair, she's taken a lot of stress from that man over the years. So if her motivations are sometimes a little tempered, I totally get it. I've watched him not treat her very well for a very long time, and she's been there for him. But she has, in to coin a phrase, done what she has had to do. She sold the house. She got a contingency on it so they can stay there. I think the last day is August 24th. I have told my father the last day he got me is August 8th because on the 9th I go back to work. Um, so and so it's been a battle. Um, I don't like yelling at him because I don't want to yell at somebody who's in this garbage condition he's in. But it's also like we got a job to do. Excuse me. And so it's very difficult when there are things that I could very easily do. I just go through stuff and just present it to him. Go, hey, but no, he has to be there over my shoulder, observing. And I was like, I'm not going to take anything. Let me just go into this room, bring a box. Go, you want it or not? Do you want to donate it? Do you want to try to sell it? And just have a sell pile, a donate pile, recycle, trash. That's it. Those are the four categories that everything should go in. There's very little for him to keep. I guess there should be a keep pile too, but he's going to a place where he's not going to have any room to keep stuff. So yeah, and he seems to think everything he has value. He has an amazing jazz collection and vinyl, and excuse me. I think I could maybe get some of these sold for him, but he thinks he can command $25 an album. I'm like, no, I don't know who you think. The best I've seen vinyl go for lately is 5 to 10, and I may be wrong about that. But yeah, maybe there are people that pay you 25. I don't know those people, He's been telling me for years we should get on eBay, and I've always said, yeah, let's get on eBay. But then he's never pushed the button to do that. It's like, well, maybe if you guys live closer. I go, don't try and blame this on me not living closer. You've been spinning your wheels for 5 years. I've offered many times to come up there and do it with my kid Logan, and we could take pictures and do descriptions and put it on eBay. It's not that hard, but you're such a micromanager that you wouldn't let us just do it. And then your health got so bad that you couldn't do it. I can't get downstairs today. I go, well, we can. Why don't you just let us into the records? He's got them all taped up, like wrapped with packing tape around boxes. So you have to get a blade out just to get them out. That's the only thing I really ever wanted from him was those albums. And he's going to make me sell them, I think. I don't know. We're going to see. I mean, I don't even want most of them. I just want to go through them and maybe keep some of the jazz. I mean, it's a lot of jazz, but there are only a few albums I'd be interested in. And the comedy albums, of which he had many. He had a lot of George Carlin, Richard Pryor, which I wouldn't mind having just, since I do comedy. But yeah, last night was rough on him. I called my stepmother called me this morning, gave me that update that I told you about earlier, and he called me later, and he said I might need you to come up here and grab a form I had to fill out that has to go down to Little Sisters of the Poor, and I was like, I can do that for you. It's just I was like, but if I come up there, can't we do some other stuff, please? Please, let me go through some boxes because there's so many, and it's just, and I've also tried to be real with him without being mean, saying, you know what, you ever heard the old saying, lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part? Dad, I'm not going to be able to scramble here the first week of August. I may have other commitments, I was, and his mind is starting to go, which is hard because I told him several times last week, I said, Friday and Saturday I will not be available. I had friends staying here. My friend Josh and his mother stayed with us for Jay's memorial, which was on Saturday. So I said, Friday and Saturday, I'm going to be shopping, prepping food, entertaining two guests, and then doing this memorial. And then so I said, Sunday and Monday, I'm all yours. So today's Sunday, or excuse me, today's Monday. Yesterday we were up there for a while, and we did getting a decent amount done. He has a neighbor across the street whose brother came over and grabbed a bunch of stuff, which was good, and helped us get some stuff in the trash and get some stuff in the recycling, so that was good. He seems to, there's obviously that father-son dynamic, that type A dynamic, where he won't tell the guy, like a guy he barely knows, to do stuff nearly as much as he will tell his own son, which I kind of understand, but I also it's frustrating that the trust level with me should be way higher than a neighbor across the street's brother, right? So that's frustrating, but I do get it. You have more sway over your own children than maybe anyone else on this planet. So where do we go from here? I guess we'll find out. I mean, I'm going to probably hear from him this afternoon about that note or that form I mentioned earlier. I do want to do an homage to him too, and say that it hasn't been very good, but it also hasn't been terrible. I mean, I found him to be controlling. I never felt abused by him, but I've also he's never respected me as a man. He's never respected my intelligence or education or even my views on stuff. He just kind of blows it off. But I'm starting to find out he pretty much feels that way about everybody. So I'm trying not to take it personally, but it's hard to take it personally because I'm his kid. So I think he should, when rather than just call me a communist because I have some anti-capitalist beliefs, just say, hey, maybe you should hear this out, and maybe you should see in other places in the world where good doses of socialism are working out okay for some of these countries and some of these people. I'm not saying it's a cure-all, but I do think we need to at least temper capitalism, and then he just gets upset, and then he'll just throw stuff out. Like when we talk about systemic racism, he doesn't want to believe in it, and any chance he gets to throw that in my face. Like we were watching, he loves it, Formula One racing, and I forgot the guy's first name, but his last name's Hamilton. He's a black guy from Great Britain. He says, oh, see, he had an opportunity, he took it. And I go, Dad, you're missing the point. I'm not saying black people are completely excluded out of everything. I said there is a system to this, though, as to why there are more black people per capita than white people. Anyway, so it was a weird one to end on, but maybe not so atypical since I talked about my 2 black friends in these 3 videos and my 1 white father. So here we are. And this is my summer, and thank you for listening, and I hope it's at least somewhat interesting. If it's boring, I apologize, but that's where I'm at right now. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.